Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Postcard Killings. Never heard of it, just came out on Amazon. So, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Famke Janssen are the only two people I recognize in it. I believe Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a New York detective whose daughter gets murdered while she's on her honeymoon. So he starts investigating it. That's all I know. I don't know much more than that. Oh, 6.0 on IMDb. Hour and 44 minutes long. So, just found it tonight, so I'm going to start watching it. That's all I know about it. I'll find out what it's really about, give you a better idea, and then ultimately tell you what I think. So, stick around. I'll be back. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Could be good. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching The Postcard Killings, and we're at the 46-minute, 19-second mark, so under halfway, an hour and 44-minute film. And it's kind of what they said it was, but a little bit more. Let me get into it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, as I said, is a New York detective. His daughter gets murdered on her honeymoon. Of course, and Famke is, I guess, his ex-wife probably, but the mother of that. She's small appearance so far, not a major character in this. But anyway, he goes to London to, and that was right in the beginning, like when he goes to identify his daughter and his son-in-law. You know, I couldn't imagine that. You know, he unzipped the bag to identify his daughter. That's just got to be awful. I don't even want to think about that. It's a movie. It's make-believe. It's all for fun. But anyway, obviously with his profession, he wants to help investigate. And so he starts looking into why she was murdered. And it's a series of murders that he has discovered. You know, somebody who has, it's not just a random thing. And they're staging them in a certain way. And there's some they're mutilated in certain ways. You know, they're trying to make a statement. I'll go that far to say that. So, you know, and it's... you know, so that part's kind of disturbing, but he's trying to figure it all out, and he's trying to follow this around. It's hopping from, you know, different places. It's not just takes place in London, it goes to Madrid, whatever, so on and so forth. So he's trying to figure this all out, and that's really what the story's about. Now, the reason I checked in real quick, and what I say, the 46-minute mark here, yeah, 46-minute mark, gets a little bit more interesting, very subtly. It gets interesting for the watcher, you know, for us, not for Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the detectives and things like that. People investigating, nothing has changed for them. But for you at this point, it's kind of like, oh. And I don't want to tell you any more than that. You have to experience it, but it goes along as a, you know, murder mystery movie with, you know, some small, nothing crazy interesting, but then it hits you and it's like, oh. Now it got a little bit more interesting to me. I'm leading in there. So I think if you're a Jeffrey Dean Morgan fan, you watch The Walking Dead and stuff like that, you're probably going to watch this anyway. So, and if you're into these kinds of things, you'll check it out. But hold on, at least for the 46 minutes if you get into it and see where it takes you. I'll get back into it a little bit more, see where the rest of the movie takes us, and see if it gets any more interesting. But I liked what they just did. Surprising. Alright, that's it. Let me get back to it. I'll be back in a little bit and give you my final thoughts, or I'll let you know if anything else interesting like that happens without telling you what it was. Alright, stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Postcard Killings, and I found it pretty interesting. It was good. I liked what they did there. They took something that you've seen many different times, and they added a little, I was going to try a big word there, but I'm not, but a little, you know, a couple of surprises, little twists here and there throughout the film to make it a little bit more interesting than, you know, anything else you've seen. So, like, you know how Seven, you know, there was a purpose between all of his murders and stuff like that. Well, it's very similar here. The postcard pieces, you know, it's okay, but I mean, I think the title is okay, but there's so much more behind it than just a postcard. Like, you would think, okay, there's all these postcards, but there's more meaning behind everything else, and like I had said, like the staging and that kind of stuff. So as that unfolds, it's pretty interesting. Somewhat, you know, not crazy interesting, but enough. But then the twists, what kind of gets you there, I think, and makes you enjoy the film a little bit more. Like I had said on our first check-in, around the 46-minute, you're like, okay. And they throw a little bit more at you, so that's not the only one. I thought that might be the only one. They throw a couple more little things at you that you might enjoy. You know, and make it a little bit more interesting. Then it will give it the 6. You know, maybe not a 7, but definitely a 6 on this one because of what they did. And you know, they lead you down a path and then whoop, kind of thing. And I don't want to talk too much more about it. I thought, you know, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I liked him. I thought he did a good job. Like I said, Famke was barely in it. And she's had a little work done, you know. And it's a shame that I guess they feel they have to do that. I don't know what she looked like before, but you can tell she looks different than she did previously. But not older, you know. But again, I like him. I thought he did a good job in this one. And I liked the plot line. Seems, you know, it's, you know, murder mystery kind of stuff. All right, but I like what they did here, and I like the way they told the story, and they do a little misdirection kind of thing, all the way right up until the end. And it's funny because, like I said, it's subtle. I'll say that too. So they do, again, the aha moment the first time was really for you, not for them. And you'll see what I mean. And then at the end, they throw even a little bit. You might even miss it if you're not paying attention at the end. They hit you again with something else. And it's pretty interesting. And it's like, oh, and it's like so subtle. All right, that's it. That's all I got. So check it out. I think it's worth watching. If you're into those kinds of movies, keep in mind there is a little bit of visualization that is not pleasing to the eye. Part of the staging kind of stuff that you can see. Again, kind of like 7 in a sense. But that's it. That's all I got for you. If you check it out, love to hear your thoughts. What did you think of the movie? Did you enjoy it? It's a good B-rated film, I think. But love to hear your thoughts on the film. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Tell all your friends and continue to come back to Kimmel's Irish Pub.